Hi guys, today my blog is going to be more about protein, why too much protein is actually bad for you. Hopefully you've watched my 80-10-10 blog about why too little protein can be bad for you. And this will give you kind of a perspective on why consuming entirely too much protein can also have some hindrance on your performance and on how you feel. The bottom line here is going to be get enough protein, but not too much. The recommended dietary allowance of 0.8 grams per kilogram body weight is severely exceeded by Americans today. I want you guys to say goodbye to Atkins, to South Beach, to Prism, to any more of those high protein, low carbohydrate diets. The reason I say this is because too high of protein can be actually bad for your health. The other part of it is that if you actually just limit your calories and increase your exercise, you will lose just as much weight in a year as somebody who does low carbohydrate, and you won't be doing the damage to your body that low carbohydrate, high protein diets do. In 6 months, somebody who does a low carbohydrate diet may lose more weight, but in a year, they will lose the same as somebody on a similar calorie plan. The benefit of doing high protein for some people is that they tend to eat less calories. Studies show that people eat 500 or so less calories than somebody who is eating normally. The problem is that high protein diets increase your risk for osteoporosis, for heart disease, for cancer even, and especially gout, as we see more prevalence of that type of arthritis. In younger people, when they consume really high protein diets, it actually puts them at greater risk for obesity later in life. Now, I hate to say that, but you put your kids on a high protein just like you with your Atkins, and they're going to be more likely to be obese. It's because it messes with the receptors or the hormone that is leptin, which controls your satiety, and you kind of learn to ignore it because of this. So as you get older, they tend to eat more. Kind of a problem. So now I want to talk a little bit more about portion control and absorption. Absorption-wise, your body can only really absorb, for females, about 20 grams per serving is the number I like to stick to. And for men, it's about 30 grams max. So when you see a protein shake that has 40 grams, you're really not going to absorb it all. And for your body to use protein, it actually takes a lot more effort than for it to use carbohydrates. Your body uses carbohydrates for energy very easily. When it uses protein, it has to actually break off the carbohydrate portion of the protein, or the ketone portion, they call them ketone bodies, to use them for energy in your muscles and everywhere else. There's more detail in my written blog about that type of stuff, and you can also send me some questions, so I won't get into too much detail. The next thing I want to share with you is that the protein content of certain foods, you can kind of see what a portion looks like, and it makes it easier to log that way. The first thing I have is tofu. Tofu here is about 3 ounces will get you 8 grams of protein. So tofu is a pretty good one. You could have 6 ounces, so you could have a little more to get enough protein. The next one I have here is chicken. I've got some chicken I pulled out of my freezer. You can see I freeze my 2 chicken breasts together. Now, just a half a chicken breast would be about 3 ounces. 3 ounces of chicken breast has 27 grams of protein. That's a lot. So 3 ounces is all you really need, because that's all your body will actually use. So keep it to 3 ounces, or the size of a deck of cards, to get your 3 ounces of serving. 27 grams in chicken. Very similar to chicken is lean beef. It's going to have some more calories because it's going to have more fat, but it also has about 27 grams of protein per 3 ounces. So you're going to have a little bit less than half of this little steak here. Another great source of protein is Greek yogurt. I have one of my little 4-ounce Greek yogurts here. Has 8 grams of protein. Greek yogurt has more protein in it. That's why there's a big push for Greek yogurt. It is an easy thing to add some fruit and a Greek yogurt for a snack. Great way to get 8 grams of protein. On the other hand, we have some regular yogurt. This plain yogurt comes in a 6-ounce container, and it's just a low-fat yogurt. This is non-fat. This has also 8 grams, but then again, it has some fat, and it also has more volume. It has to have 6 ounces in order to get the 8 grams in. Another thing that people ask me about is beans. So we have black beans. Black beans have about, in a half a cup, there's 7 grams of protein, but there's 9 grams of fiber. And that's one of the problems with a high protein diet, is a high protein diet is typically really low in fiber. So if you can choose protein sources like beans, where you're adding fiber, you're going to be a lot better off. The increased risk of cancer that I mentioned earlier is from the lack of fiber in your diet. Colon cancer is the most common cancer associated with high protein diets. And that's because without fiber, your colon doesn't get the workout it needs. So try to increase your fiber. Black beans or other beans are a really easy way to do that. The last one that I like to use as one of my protein sources is fat-free milk. Fat-free milk here is a great way to get some protein. For people who aren't breakfast eaters, I suggest that they drink a glass of milk in the morning. It's an easy way to get calories. If you drink 12 ounces, you're going to get about 12 grams of protein. There's 8 grams in 8 ounces. Great source of protein. I hope that you guys enjoyed the blog today. Remember to check how much protein you're getting per serving. Stick for females about 20 grams per serving or per meal, and about 30 grams for men. Otherwise, you're just wasting your protein. Carbohydrates are your friend. Check out my blog, the link's below.